Good morning and welcome to the free daily coaching hangout. Your daily hangout for mindset, tech tips, and everything attraction marketing. We're here every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Sit back or jump in. Either way, remember to have some fun. Here at freedailycoaching.com.
Good morning and welcome everyone to Free Daily Coaching, a daily hangout where we come together talking about marketing solutions for your small, medium-sized business, your home-based business, or your multi-level marketing opportunity. Whatever you're doing to use attraction marketing, that's what we're talking about here on Free Daily Coaching Hangout each and every morning. So good morning and welcome. I see some regular faces. I see some new faces. So let's start out the week by welcoming everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know over in the chat if you can see and hear me. Good morning to everyone. I see that you guys are going crazy over there. So let me know. Say, yes, we can see and hear you. Give me thumbs up. Let me know. I know there's a little bit of a delay. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to say good morning and welcome to Karen and Angel up in Canada. Good morning, our Canadian friends. Good morning, Cynthia. I think this may be the first time that I've seen you over here, so good morning and welcome to you. Good morning, Craig. Vicky, nice to see you. Brian, good morning, sir. Nice to see you. Jean, good to see you this morning. All the way from Brittany, Mr. Mark HD, good morning to you, sir. Tom Leonard out in Burbank. Leanne, one of the Dallas crew. I see Bob and Len are hanging out this morning. Well, they're hanging out over here on the hangout, but those guys down in sunny San Diego. We got Bill Moore from Dallas, Texas. We got Chris Schaus is in the house today. Who else? Mr. Maurice Walker. Guys, who else? Debbie Deardor from Arizona. People are popping on still. So good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Howie. Good morning to all of you. If I missed you, good morning to each and every one of you. Yes, we can. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good morning to Nancy. So it's a Monday morning here on the Free Daily Coaching Hangout. What we're going to do is actually talk about mindset. That's what we do each and every Monday morning. We talk, good morning, Bob, I see you. I already said hi to Bob, but there's another Bob that just popped on. So good morning, Jake, nice to see you, sir. Good morning and welcome. All right, so Monday mornings we do mindset. And this morning, I wanted to go back and touch on something that we've talked about before and go a little bit more in depth on it. I wanted to talk about this scarcity versus abundant mindset and give another few points of view, give you some more opportunities to look at action steps that you can take to build your business, to move from that scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. And so thinking about ways that you can actually identify whether that you're in an abundant or a scarcity mindset is really part of the first step, right? Being able to identify, hey, where am I at? Where am I at in this cycle? And how can I get the maximum benefit each and every day with my mindset? So, oh, wow. So that being said, let's look at a few areas that scarcity mindset's used. And I think it will help us to be able to move and transition your mindset. Let me move something so I can see the chat for you guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good morning, Jack. Good morning. All right, so the ability for a lot of marketers to use scarcity as a marketing tactic, as an actual strategy, it works. Let me give you an example. Have you ever been to a webinar? Have you ever seen a sales pitch? Have you ever seen something that's only available for a limited time, or there's only a limited number of opportunities? That's a scarcity mindset. That's a scarcity marketing tactic or strategy, which is very, very effective. If you're the marketer, it's very effective. If you're the marketee, if you're on the receiving end, then you're then being put into that scarcity mindset. So if you imagine this, if you're a constant customer, if all you're doing is only buying and shopping and going to trainings, then you're being marketed to, and most likely marketers, some of them, and some in emails and videos and all of the different communications that you're getting, they're using scarcity techniques. So if you're stuck in that scarcity mentality, we need to switch that around. We need you to switch out of the scarcity mentality and come into abundance. So I wanted to show a real live example of how in marketing we use scarcity, right? If you call right now on TV, they have a lot of infomercials have that. If you call right now, you can get this, and we'll throw in a bonus. We'll throw in an extra one, right? So, excuse me. What this scarcity mindset does for many people is it gives them a lot of extra stress. It gives them depression, anxiety. There's all types of emotions and feelings that come along with this scarcity mindset. And as we know, some of these things that happen, depression, anxiety, stress, those types of things have physiological effects as well. We have physical effects because of what we've experienced emotionally, right? Because, and some of this is undue. Imagine if you could move out of a scarcity mindset and you weren't having these adverse effects. You weren't having unnecessary adverse stress or anxiety or feelings of depression or feelings of lack of. Why? Because when you step out of that scarcity mindset, you get to lose those things. So we want to talk about when we move into abundance, we actually start to take that stress away. We relieve this pressure that we felt. Why? Because now we realize that there's so much opportunity. So let's talk today about some steps that we can take, that you, excuse me, that you can take to look for some of these scarcity mindsets, some of the steps that we can do to start living in abundance. So we can look for things that are identifiers, signals that we're in a scarcity mentality, right? If you have this idea that if you make a single mistake, everything's going to come crashing down, that's a scarcity mentality, right? It's a scarcity mentality because in reality, just making a single mistake is not going to end. The world is not going to end. Everything is going to continue to go on. But in our mind, the fear, the irrational fear, is if I make this mistake, if I take this action and I make a mistake, everything is going to get blown. It's all going to come crumbling down on top of me. However, when we realize that that's not the case, it's like poof, it's like it disappears. It's like all of a sudden this weight is magically taken off of your shoulders. So, right? Like imagine this. Imagine if you were going to play a baseball game. You may not make a home run every single time. You might hit a line drive and get a grounder and get called out. You might fumble the ball in a football game, right? You might drop the baton in a track meet. Maybe in an exam you don't get 100%. Maybe you actually, because it was a massive exam, maybe you missed a question because of the sheer volume of information. There's that none of those things are going to end. Like if you miss a question on an exam, that doesn't mean that you failed as a student forever. If you fumble the ball in football, doesn't mean you can no longer be a running back. If you go up to bat as a baseball player and strike out, it doesn't mean that you're never going to hit the ball. Think of how many times you have to shoot the ball in basketball, how many shots are actually taken compared to how many actually make. So you have to look for these symptoms of scarcity mentality. That's step number one. Step number two is start focusing on the abundance and not on the lack in your life. Use the reticulator reticulative activating system in your body, right? There's literally a portion of you that's made to create, to attract what you're focusing on. You've noticed it when you went out and bought a brand new blue Pontiac Firebird, right? And then you looked around and everyone was driving Firebirds, right? You know, when you go and get that new whatever it is, and then everyone around you has that same thing. Why? Because you're focused on it, you're attracting it, right? And if you're in a spot where you're not having right now, then focus on when you will be having, right? That's the key. The key is to take that next step. So what's step number 3 is appreciate. A really, 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 really simple way to start to think about abundance is appreciate what you do have right now. That maybe you do have a wonderful family right now. You have kids that are absolutely amazing today. They're amazing today. You have food on your table today. Absolutely. If you do, then start thinking about being appreciative of that right now. Do you have people in your life that are your friends? Have you expressed your gratitude and your love to your friends? What about mentors and colleagues? Have you shown appreciation to them? Because when you start to do that, when you start to be appreciative, it's like when you smile. It's like when you give someone a smile, they want to give you a smile back. They just want to. And so when you start to do those appreciative acts and start to show appreciation and be appreciative, then you start to also receive that appreciation. You start to get that abundance start to come back towards you. So I know that there's a little bit of a delay. That's the first 3 steps. Is everyone tracking with this? How are we doing? Are you enjoying this? Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Jack. Awesome, good morning. Let me know. I know that it takes a little bit of time to catch up. So let me know if you're catching up. And let me know what we're doing here and how we're doing. Let me know here on Free Daily Coaching. It's my goal to serve you each and every day. We do it here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're brand new to the call, good morning and welcome. Mondays, we do mindset. Tuesdays, we hit some tech tips. Wednesdays, we are going to go back to focusing. We had Felicia Mupo coming on and guest hosting, and she's still going to be with us each and every Wednesday. We're going to focus more back on prospecting and using the words that we use, and doing some back and forth, some live stuff on Wednesdays. Thursdays, we're going to have some more industry leaders coming for interviews. And then, as always, the Friday free-for-all, where you come out and start participating and share your results. So sending love. Awesome. Love it. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So step number 3 was appreciate. Step number 4 is getting organized. And we did a work session for those that are free on Daily Coaching Friends. We did 1 step of organization in talking about our calendar and how we could get organized via using our physical or online calendar, whether you're using it on your phone or Google Cal, or whether you have a notebook, an actual, like a day planner, Franklin Covey. And so getting organized, and guys, do you notice that when you, and we all fall into this trap of getting unorganized and getting things out of balance, and having a little bit of disarray. But do you notice that when you do spring cleaning, you feel good? Do you notice that when your cupboards get a little messed up, that when they're back to organized, you feel good about that? If you're already 100% organized person, then you probably don't. I'm not familiar with how you experience that, but if sometimes you let things get unorganized, if sometimes you're not always spot on in that regards, go and do some organization. Go and get things lined up and set up for yourself, and see how abundant you feel. See how much energy and power and really positive energy that you start to feel, and that you can start to spread out. Because when you're clean, when you're organized, it gives you a feeling of self-worth. That's why one of the reasons that you see in the military, they have systems and orders and ways to do things. You know, the guys that they're breaking down but then building back up, they show them this organization, they show them how to build themselves, and they build in, once they break them down, they build back into them self-worth. They help to allow them to build that self-esteem. So I just had a question about the 15 minutes. I trying this morning on Mindset Monday to start at the regular time today and fit the call in within the required parameters. I'm going to try and do that. I believe, and the reason that I'm doing that is because when I originally set up that webinar link, I hadn't changed it yet, so I have to go back, guys. So for those of you that I'm doing a side note here, for those of you that were expecting the call to start early, 15 minutes early this morning, the only reason I didn't was because the webinar invitations, everything was already marked at the 8:30 time slot. So that's the only reason I didn't do that this morning. I wanted everyone to be able to be registered and be here and then go in and change it. So that's why I didn't do that this morning. On a side note, I'm going to move on to step number 5. All right. Get the abundance vibe from other people, right? We've all heard about, you know, if you want to make money, if you want to be successful, you know, your income is going to be, you know, that in line with the, you know, your 5 people that you're hanging out with the most. I know that's not the exact quote, but you get the idea. Well, this is the same concept. Go and get abundance vibe from other people that have abundance. Go hang out with other people that are coming from that point of view. You know, if you're down hanging out with people that are all talking about scarcity, 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 and that's what you're hanging out with, right? And that's the world that you're participating in, and those are the conversations you're having, that's what you're filling your mind with. So if you can step away from that and start hanging out with abundance vibe people, you're in. It's like when you come to the free daily coaching call, right? It's like when you're in the group and there's that positive energy and people are taking actions. When people are taking actions right away, you feel that, you want to be a part of that. That's how you grab onto that momentum. That's why my mentor Diane talks about it. That's why I talk about it, about running with the crowd, running like the power of the Peloton, right? The geese flying. We've talked about this before, about working as a group and using that group energy and that strategy to propel yourself, to allow yourself to make massive strides, and with using the group's momentum. So that being said, that's step number 5, is getting the abundance vibe from the other people. Sharing the wealth is step number 6. Sharing the wealth is so important. You know, if you want to, it's another way of becoming connected. It's another way of starting to feel abundant. Whether you're making $1 million a year or whether you're making minimum wage, there's someone on the planet that's probably making less, that could use some assistance. And by you giving away, it actually, it allows you to receive. Imagine if you're in that place where you, and many of us have been there. Have you been in a place where you felt like you were down on you were in a low spot in your life, you were down on your luck, maybe you made some bad decisions, maybe some of life's events had occurred and knocked you down a little bit. Did you like it? Did you go out and provide, and did you become a light, and did you shine and give back when someone helped you? Well, you can do that same exact thing. And it doesn't matter if, like I said, if you're making $1 million or you're making minimum wage, you can give back. You can go and share and give and be plentiful and be abundant and go and give to someone else. And when you do, it's maybe one of the best gifts. It's maybe one of that you can give to yourself, is the gift of giving to someone else. So step number 6 is share the wealth. Step number 7 is create win-win situations. Right? Okay, so check this out. Scarcity minded thoughts are, it's like you have to go out and make a sale and you're going to get something out of it, right? You're going to make some money. Think about this. Scarcity mentality is I need to make money right now. You don't understand, Bert. I got to make some money. I totally understand. I came into this business broke with just quitting my job, being engaged and having a wedding coming up, living in my fiance's house. I wasn't even married. I didn't even have a home to call my own. I was living with my fiance. I was living in her home. It was singularly her home at that point. You have to create a win-win situation. When you're trying to just make money, you're trying to only get. When you start to create win-win situations, that's an abundance mindset. How can I serve you, right? How can I serve you? How can I help someone? How can you go out and serve? Of course, you're going to be compensated for that. That's your part. But on the win-win, that's your win. What's their win? What's the people that you're interacting with? What is their win? Their win has to be a big win for them. You have to allow others to win. It has to be a win-win. So what are you bringing to the table for the others? And imagine this. Imagine if you bring something to the table first, how much easier it is to get the win-win when you're not just looking for your part of it, right? When you're not looking for just your part, okay? Number 8, remind yourself. You have to be vigilant about this. You have to remember that your old thought patterns, this scarcity mentality is not the way to think. And it's easy to fall back into that. It's easy to go and watch commercials on TV and watch television shows and get sucked back into that scarcity mentality. It's easy to have a conversation with a neighbor or a coworker about how they're victims of everything. It's easy to fall back into that. So what do we have to do? We have to remind ourselves, sometimes multiple times a day. Maybe you come to the free daily coaching call and that's where you start your day to remember, hey, we got to be on a mission. We got to be focused. We have to remember that there's an abundant world out there. There's plenty of opportunities for all of us to prosper and to help each other prosper. And then maybe at lunchtime, you listen to a tape. Maybe you listen in an MP3, right? I'm old, so I think cassette tapes, right? Maybe you go and listen to a CD or you listen to a DVD or an MP3. Maybe that looks like you do one of those when you come home or while you're taking a jog or a walk, when you're taking the dogs for a walk. Maybe it's when the kids are playing at the park after school and you're listening to an MP3 while they're playing on the swing set. Maybe the baby's taking a nap and you're listening to an MP3. Maybe it's what you listen to a half an hour before you go to bed, right? Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's a DVD. Maybe it's a recording. But are you doing it maybe several times a day to remind ourselves to get away from that negative thinking? I was gonna show another thing you can do is like the rubber band or a bracelet. I was gonna show you my bracelet. I just took it off this morning just because I put on a wetsuit for a little video prank. Guys, I shared a video with you this morning. I did that specifically to show you guys. I did a joke with Ray Higdon on his wall this morning, and he made a joke back to me, and I thought of a fun video, and I thought, you know what? If I wait until later, until after the call, if I wait and put it off, it most likely won't get done. So I went right away and got it done. So I just took it off. So step number 9, when you face, so this one is the last one is when you face your greatest loss, it may contain your greatest opportunity. And guys, what that really means is when you have hard times, it can be the greatest opportunity for your success and for your growth and for your learning. Have you ever had a challenge and when you were able to meet that challenge, when you were able to face that fear and step through it and overcome it, it was actually one of the best learning lessons, one of the greatest opportunities that you had. So is that possible? Is that possible for you to be able to look at some of these challenges and some of the fears, some of the setbacks and say, hey, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for growth. This is an opportunity for development. This is an opportunity for me to take a step and move forward. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to the free daily coaching call this morning. On Mindset Mondays, we talk about all kinds of different activities, skills, I get the hiccups, skill sets and strategies that you can use to prosper so that you can have an abundance mindset, so that your mindset allows you to receive, so that your mindset allows you to achieve the desired results, so that you can go out and create the life of your dreams. Whether it's making a couple extra bucks part-time to pay off your debt, maybe it's to create an outreach program to help your community. Maybe you want to make enough money to send your kids to private school, or maybe you just want to save some money for retirement. Whatever it is, my goal is to be able to provide free daily coaching to you so that you can come here each and every Monday through Friday, tap into something that allows you to discover what it takes to take you to the next level. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking tech tips because it's Tech Tip Tuesday. I want to remind each and every one of you that I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to let you know that my tech guy had some illness over the weekend from himself and his family. And so the affiliate portion of the free daily coaching didn't get made. I'll work on it just at the beginning of this week, so we'll have it out to you guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here at the free daily coaching call. We will see you tomorrow. I'm going to go in and try to change the time, guys. I will let you know in the group what the status is on that. I'm going to try to get it changed. If I can't change the link, I'm just going to leave it how it is and really make a diligent effort to make sure that you get off of here if you want to. If you want to take that time to go jump over to the My Lead System Pro call, I want to respect that and give you that opportunity. So thank you very much. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon.